So you may have noticed why there was nothing, or that there was nothing around the sides, like all this. Assume you can see it now, hopefully. Like all the pens and stuff you can use. There was none of that because I don't know why. But it's all on the studio mode. I don't know what that means, but I clicked a button and it turned off and it fixed itself. So I'll take that. Anyways, I have to do. Oh, cool. I have to do, or I said I'd do, the UK, and I got to do this real quick. There. There you go. Oh my days, colouring, man. So this is the current standing of it in Europe. Pretty big. It's about to get a whole lot bigger. Pretty crazy. Alright, so let's just say recently a fascist government has been put in place, and the Scottish people up here, or like the let's say some Scottish nationalists just kicked off and declared war on the rest of the UK, and it's just ruins the stability. And you have Irish rebels over here. You've got, and then you got the anti, or just the traditional UK armed fascists like here. So the whole country just collapses into smithereens. But it's all good because these guys control London. But these will hate each other too, so everyone's gonna be fine. So in the first bit of the war, the Irish guys managed to take Northern Ireland entirely off their hands, and the Scottish guys pushed down a lot, and the purple guys, the normal UK, managed to meet them there and start fighting. But the red guys make a lot of progress down here, pushing up to Hull and down to Cornwall. That should finish it off for convenience sake, because you already know the red guy's going to win. Actually, I might not. Who knows? And they make it up to about here, so it's not a completely losing game anymore. They're still in the bag. At this point, Ireland sees their opportunity and hop in the war entirely, which is questionable, but they don't care, and they hop in the war and unify with this little rebellion here. So now that's just a full country known as Ireland, and they're in the war. But fascist guys just finish off the purples here. And let's just say they just vote to unite, because these guys are pretty much dead at that point. And then it's looking like a three-way split right now. More progress is made by the Reds up north, up to about where the board was before. And they will decide just to call it a day, just leave each other alone. They will hate each other still, but realistically, they both know they're not going to beat England if at a given time. So they'll just lose anyways. So they call it a day. They don't need a border. And these guys both get out scot-free. I think that's the thing, aren't they? But anyways, they make it out of the war alive. And England, or the fascist guys originally, have lost quite a lot of land. And they're just looking like that now. But in this mystical universe, factions and stuff don't exist. And these guys magically appeared like 10 million soldiers out of nowhere. Well, not that many, but quite a few. And they're like, yeah, you know what? Traditional enemy is just invade France. So that's what they decide to do, to invade France. They send a bunch of men, come on, from Portsmouth. Let's get on 10. Do that. They send them over to Cherbourg. I forgot. I'm not to pronounce that in French. Oh, that's a good. They also send some from Dover to Calais, and let's just say like Cardiff or so, all the way down to Brest. You see, keeping on their toes. You know, I won't expect that. And I was 3 big locations with millions of men or 100,000 flooding in. They'd quickly take the English Channel coast, cut off Brittany and take it too. And now England looking a whole lot bigger. And France are desperately trying to stop them. They do a little spearhead here. It doesn't exactly look like this. I'm trying to space it out a bit. There you go. Very successful little spearhead. Lots of separate ones that are conjoined. And they took Paris and Orleans. Pushed down the coast a bit more. And eventually send a naval invasion down to Bordeaux. And take that as well. So it's not looking good for France. But England don't want to waste so many lives just walking across France. So they all call it a day and draw up a little conference. Brittany. Oh, my days in slow today, man. Just give me the 2. There. Brittany is released under no influence from anyone. They're just a free state. You can do what they want. No influence from France at all. England annexed Normandy, that area. Get that. Yep, so England also annexed Normandy entirely. They take Calais back. And let's just say they couldn't be. Oh no, take Bordeaux back too. There you go. And let's just say with some of this land here, they give Paris back, so nice. Or because it'll be hard to manage, and then the other France just declare war on him again. Let's just say with the rest of this land here, that's all given back to France. And a little puppet is made for England, which I'll highlight in dark. Nice one, mate. I'll highlight that in dark red. So a little satellite state is set up here. Really doesn't control much. So much just expands down a bit. So I don't think they'll be able to survive too well by their own. Let's just say they take all of this coast here. But in return they let them keep Paris. And also France had much choice at that point. There you go. That looks more survivable by itself now. And a big English puppet, and France are let free. Wow. Looking a lot more like the Angevin Empire, bro. But that's not all the expansion we can be doing here. Because it's only been like 9 minutes. And this is a pretty small empire compared to all the other ones I've done. I'm trying to think what route we're going. That's an obvious one. Alright, what they do, they send an ultimatum to Cyprus, which says, basically, if you don't give yourself over to us, we'll just nuke you to oblivion. And conveniently they accept. They did the same with Malta. And also, they accepted. So there you go, the empire's looking a bit more expansive now. Lots of Mediterranean control. And now England's demands that Spain, highlighted in blue, and Morocco, highlighted in blue as well, hand over each like their Mediterranean, or the Mediterranean coast of Morocco and like the Granada area here. They demand they both hand over this land, because that would give them lots of Mediterranean access. Pretty useful land to hold. But they both say no, because it makes sense. Why would they just give it for free? And and then England declares war on them. And France takes it as an opportunity to get some of that land back, because they hop into war too. And Portugal are also pressured to join. They didn't really want to join, but they're pressured into it, which this makes England pretty angry because they're friends and everything. But it's too late now. And France, all troops around here just start reclaiming all the land England took in the little satellite. Just walking in. Pretty unlucky. And then England, they expect them to fight back, but they just let their little guy die here. Come on, man, why is that doing that? It's so annoying. And France, when it's defeated, just integrate it fully. Reintegrate it back into France. But England did defend their little... they defended this at the borders. And for their, France sent an ultimatum to Brittany to rejoin them, which they didn't accept. So they did accept to help in the war as a free state, so that's what they did. And now Brittany joined the war against England. And not only do Brittany join, but Ireland... I've really got to switch that. There you go. Ireland and Scotland both join against England because they don't like them. Now, I see like bad news for England. Like the whole world is against them right now. They got a trick up their sleeve because they didn't waste their time defending this. They sent a naval invasion from Bordeaux all the way down here, and the Spanish did not expect it. They reclaimed Gibraltar because it was probably lost in the first few hours of the war. And they start walking through the Granada area, and Spain don't expect this, which is bad for them. And not only that, but there was a second one to Morocco, and England got the land they wanted originally. More sent down the coast, just knocking out big port cities, just down the coast. Paratroopers reconnect everything, and Morocco surrender because this is just inviolable land. And now the Blues are kind of freaking out because England just did all that, and they've grown by a lot. But all their men are wasted up here, while England just spread out. They're still kind of friends of Portugal, so they give them an opportunity to change sides, and they do. Now Portugal switch up on the blue team and start invading Spain. And England also help out in invading Spain because that's what they did in the first place. They take Galicia. They take what's the islands? Majorca's one, I'll tell you that for sure. And that's about as far as expansion goes into Spain, but it's not looking good for them. England kind of expected Scotland to backstab them, so they just walk through. Scotland have like 30,000 men mobilised. England had like 100k here, and Scotland just surrender. And now they're not a threat anymore. And they also expected Ireland, so they send a small little invasion force from Wales to take Dublin, and another from up here to take Belfast. So that's just two big ports into Ireland gone. So that's like no supplies to our allies there. Also gives them naval dominance in the sea, so they can bounce their ships in a little triangle now. And the blue team are not too happy with how it's turned out for them, because now England's invading from all their little places. Again, Brittany just fall back over, so they realise they're on the losing side. Calais was almost lost, but England had like a lot of people there. Well, it was bounced between hands. But now France is getting pushed back again. Not good news. Ireland just surrendering, so realize they're probably get massacred. And every country that left in the war just surrender and hope that England have mercy on them in the conference. We know they can decline, but it just brings the fight worse. Oh yeah, so everyone surrenders. Cool. I don't know if there's anyone else. I forgot. So this is a state before everyone surrendered. I'm saying England just take what they wanted originally. A bit less maybe. There you go. They also take the same for Morocco. And they give this back to Spain here. Not before making a little satellite out of Galicia here, just for some influence. That was not dark reds. There you go, so make a little satellite out of Galicia here. Portugal leave the war, but not. They get a bit of land, so they played a pretty big role. They have claims to some of this stuff, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the exact borders. Long-winded claims, though. But let's just say England give it to them. And Spain are set free after losing a lot of land, and it's given to England. Same with Morocco, they're just kind of let free as well. Actually no, England take these. There you go. Not allowed, but England take Corsica off of France. And they just take all the land they took. And France are made to pay reparation this time for going against them. Say the truce. Or, yeah. Because literally the war's hardly over yet. It's like a year later. Before Spain and everyone. You know it's kind of England's fault, but... And England integrated us this time instead of just... whatever they did with it. And that's a lot more lands. And Brittany added into this for punishment for going against him in the first place. Because England had mercy in Portugal, so they saw that they were kind of forced into it. But Brittany just joined and switched up. There you go, and France are out. England can't just fully annex Scotland, else they'll just kick off again. So just let them, let's satellite them. There you go. And they do the same with islands. There you go. So they got a lot more land added to the whatever. What would you call it? Empire, I guess, kind of. Not really impressive enough to be called an empire, but I should call it empire for convenience. Now this is where I'm less bothered to do stuff, because I don't really know how it's going to work, and it kind of hurts my brain to think about it. But what England now do, let's say pink is faction members, so they're in an alliance with Portugal, and let's say they kind of coerce Italy into it too. And let's say they put a new government in France and Spain, actually. Yeah, and added all them. So now this is all of England's influence. And they kind of twisted the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg back into joining up with them. They didn't satellite it, just for the purpose of making this look a bit bigger. Oh, it's a hassle that. There you go. They just kind of took the lands. And now the Empire looks a lot more impressive. Probably not as powerful as the other ones at all. But I'm going to remove this, make it less confusing actually. But they're still there. A lot less impressive than the other empires, but it's still there, you know. Over the next few years, I'd say they just, yeah, they could easily take over some of the central states of Europe here. Maybe Scandinavia. That's a bit too... I had to explain that, and I can't bother to figure out how. Oh, yeah, one last thing. This is what I can do. Canada, Australia, etc. see the success of England, economy-wise, and they want in. So what they do, they accept to be parts of the empire with a lot of autonomy, but they're still ruled by England. So Canada, England sends offer out to a bunch of the old colonies. A few accept, namely Canada, as I'm colouring them in now. There you go, Canada accepted. Let's just say Australia and New Zealand both accept too, because yeah, New Zealand wants a bit of the action, man. Fiji accepts, they decline. Malaysia and all the India bit decline. Let's say some of the poorer nations of Africa accept, so like Zambia, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Botswana. Let's say Sudan and South Sudan solve all that instability. Uganda. Just to convenience, they all accept. There you go. And now, if you zoom out, that is what you'll see. Absolutely biggest empire we've had on here yet. Because absolute plot armor. But what are you gonna do, man? All that land they own. They're probably not the strongest country on earth, like third. But a big player, man. A big player. They could expand. So next time, though, a more interesting one than that, because I was just joined together by string. We're doing Germany next time, because that's probably the most fun out of all of them. Now I'll maybe move on to Russia and other big things. Goodbye.